Nanatili ang ngiti sa mga labi nito as he quickly stepped closer to her na ikina-address niya, only to feel his arms around her waist. "What are you doing?" She was close to panic, lalo na nang maramdaman ang init na nanggaling sa katawan nito na tila tumatagos sa manipis niyang blusa. "Testing how badly you dislike me," he said huskily, then angled his face for a kiss that she never expected. Andre sealed her open mouth with his lips directly thrusting his tongue inside. Ikinulong ng halik na iyon ang kanyang gagawin sanang pagsigaw. Their perfect kiss made it seem like their lips were created for each other. Andre's mouth on hers wasn't harsh at all. It was demanding but tender. His tongue was teasing hers, as he deliciously ravished her mouth suckling, and nibbling on it gently. Abby was surprised by the heat that flooded her body. It was like meeting a twin flame. She easily caught fire sa pagkakadikit ng kanilang mga katawan. She could not as Andre's hold got tighter, pressing her more onto his hard body. She moved her lips to fake a protest but his kiss only got harsher. At hindi niya napansin ang unti-unti niyang pagtugon. She met his kiss, suckled on his tender lips, and found out how delicious it was. It was like she was still holding onto something that was invisible, para hindi madala ng malakas na agos. Pero hindi na maalaya ni Abby na nakabitiw na pala siya sa pagkakakapit. She just went on with the aching want inside her to deepen the kiss. She smelled the rose scent of the man na nagpaliyo sa kanya sa kinatatayuan. She felt the world reel as their tongues collided sweetly. She raised her hands para iyakap sa batok nito pero bigla nitong itinigil ang paghalik sa kanya. Abby opened her eyes, not even aware that she had closed them. Tumaas baba Andre's makang smile welcomed her back to reality. Ang dibdib niya, not sure of what to do or what to say. Her body was still on fire, her lips still throbbing. "You don't look so disgusted now," he taunted, sabay. Bitiw sa pagkakahawak sa kanya. She almost fell down. Pakiramdam niya ay inubos ng halik nito ang lahat ng kanyang lakas. "You're a pig," sa kawalan ng masabi ay naisigaw niya. "Maybe, but in any case, I'm glad. Now I'm sure there's something about me that you like. And be flattered," patuloy nito, "I think your kiss is not bad either." Kamandat pa ito bago siya tinalikuran at iniwang tulala sa barn. Gigil na mura ni Andre sa sarili habang naglalakad papasok sa kanilang bahay. His groin was aching because of the kiss he had shared with Abby. The move was completely uncalled for on his part pero paano niya pipigilan ang sarili? Pagpasok pa lamang nito sa barn ay iyon na kaagad ang pumasok sa isip niya. Her see-through white dress, and the black bra underneath did it. He could still remember Abby's lacy brassiere, deliciously molding her ample breasts. The 3-inch heels on her boots made it easier for him to reach her lips, and the skin-hugging jeans she wore subtly protruded her bottoms. Nang lapitan niya ito, he saw her smooth, silky face. It was beautifully tanned dahil sa maghapon nitong sa init. Her lips were an extraordinary red, so inviting despite her angry expression. No wonder guys went crazy over her. Abby only had to twitch her lips into half a smile and the rest of the male population around would be drooling. And he was certain that the lady was unaware of her effect on men. Hindi dapat ganito kakomplikado ang pagtulong niya kay Dominer. Kaya nga siya maghapong sa bar nagtrabaho para iwasan ang anak nito. He didn't want to run around the ranch sa pag-iwas kay Abby, afraid of the exact thing that happened. Abby was fatally alluring, at kung araw-araw silang magkikita ng ganoon ay hindi niya maipapangako na hindi na ang ginawa niya. Mauulit. To think that he didn't even like her. He hoped to God na wala na itong gawing kabulastugan, which would require his attention. Muli siyang napamura and slammed the door hard nang makapasok. "Sir," bungad ni Francia, isa sa mga katulong nila, "What, hindi sinasadyang bulyo niya rito? Kanina pa po tawag ng tawag si Sir Marcus. Kailangan daw niya kayong makausap sa lalong madaling panahon." Nagkakandautol sa takot na sagot nito, he suddenly felt sorry for the poor maid. "Pasensya ka na, Francia. Pag tumawag ulit, pakisabi kasi po, magre-return call ako agad," malumanay niyang bawi. "Marcus, it's Andre," nag-shower muna siya bago nag-umpisang magtrabaho sa library. "Where have you been, Dre? I've been calling you all day," reklamo agad nito. "I work, Marcus. I don't hang around the house all day. What do you have for me?" "I have traced all the passengers of flight British Airways on May 14, 1978, and Linda Umali was among them. I also checked the address but no one's there," simula nito. "Tell me something I don't know," inip niyang balik. "You're getting grumpier by the minute, Dre. What's this all about? Girl trouble. Jesus, Marcus, babala niya, at narinig ang tawa nito. Okay. Well, you know these big airlines. They preserve their files for, like, I don't know, centuries. So, I verified the flight that Linda took going to the UK, and Zeus what? I obtained a different address, the correct one, last one of my men to confirm it. I hate to disappoint you, bro, but there's still no Linda Umali there. Marcus sighed. That's it. You're telling me it's a dead end again? Andre asked, disbelief in his voice. Would I be calling you nonstop if it were? Wala doon si Linda, but Violeta Umali was. She's 54 years old. And a carbon copy of the picture you sent me. Well, a little older, of course, mayabang na sabi nito. Andre could almost see his friend's smug face. Give me the address. Hindi niya maintindihan ang pananabik na namumuo sa kanyang dibdib. He was expecting anger, but it was a beautiful frenzy of excitement that took over him. Already did. Check your email, Marcus answered confidently. Any updates on the latest info I gave you? He asked. I'm still waiting for my men's report. I'll email it to you as soon as I can. Thanks again, bro. I owe you. Ibinaba niya ang telepono at mabilis na binuksan ang laptop. Sa harap ng salamin ay nagugulumihanang muling dinama ni Abby ang bibig. She could still feel Andre's lips against hers. Before Andre, only one person had ever kissed her, si Cholo. And it happened a great number of times in the past that she thought she knew enough about all types of kisses. Pero bakit pakiramdam niya ay tila kanina ang unang beses na nahalikan siya? Was it because the kiss literally took her breath away, or was it due to the intensity of Andre's passion? She never felt that way with Cholo. She responded to Andre differently, feverishly, desirously. Hanggang ngayon ay tila nanginginig pa rin ang katawan niya sa sensasyong hatid nito. She nearly gasped when she saw handprints all over her white blouse, sanhi ng pagkakayakap ng madudungis na kamay ni Andre sa kanya kanina. She swallowed hard through her body. Then a surge of hot feeling ran down her as she remembered his arms around her, hitra di ating tummy. Napaigtad siyang bigla when she heard a knock on her door. Who is it? Nataranta niyang tanong, feeling scandalized sa tinatakbo ng isip. Ako to, anak, ani Yaya Lori, nasa ibaba si Cholo at gusto ka raw makita. Bumagsak ang kanyang balikat. Of all instances, ngayon pa talaga pinili ni Cholo na maliligo lang ako, yeah. She quickly ran to her bathroom. Cholo, kuha ni Abby sa atensyon ng binata na nakaupo sa sofa sa kanilang living room. Nakayuko ito na tila nasa malalim na pag-iisip. Pagkarinig sa boses niya ay napaangat ang tingin nito. He stood up hurriedly. Good evening, Abby, alanganin nitong bati. Take a seat, malamig niyang sabi, at nagpatiuna ng maupo sa harap nito. Pinag-aralan niya ang hitsura ng binata. Walang malaking ipinagbago ang dating kasintahan. He was still handsome, a little taller than she remembered. He looked quite mature. Nakasalamin nito. Tila dumiretso ito sa kanila galing sa trabaho. So, what are you doing here? Antag niya nang makaupo ito. I came to say sorry for the way I broke up with you the last time. You're forgiven, mabilis niyang pakli, not wanting to prolong their conversation. And, napalunok ito, obviously feeling uneasy. Sa coldness na ipinapakita niya. I missed you so much, Abby. I want to be friends with you, again. Kahit papaano ay natouch siya sa sincerity na nakikita niya sa mga mata ng binata. What for? Please, Abby, for old times' sake. I really want to make it up to you. I never should have judged you without hearing your side. Mas ako pa ang nahirapan sa breakup natin, for I knew I was unfair to you. Inarap niya ang tingin nito, and she could see nothing but sincerity and humility in his eyes. Cholo never really did anything bad to her. And she knew by heart that he was a good person, sa kabila ng mga pinagdaanan nila. She smiled. I guess it won't hurt to have an old friend, nagliwanag ang mukha ng binata. Bak. You've made me so happy, Abby. Thank you so much. It's good to see you, Cholo, she said wholeheartedly. Doon na ito naghapunan sa kanila. Kinumusta niya halos lahat ng mga dati nilang kaibigan, and she was glad to know na maayos ang buhay ng mga ito ngayon. They planned to see each other again when they both had time. Dolores, can you come here for a moment? Tawag ni Abby sa sekretarya ng ama. It had been more than a week mula nang umalis ang ama and everything was fine. Hindi na niya nakita si Andre, and she didn't dare enter the barn anymore. Sa kanya na rin lumalapit ang mga manggagawa kapag nagkakaroon ng problema sa rancho. Hindi nagtagal ay pumasok si Dolores sa opisina ng ama na ginagamit niya. Ano po yun? Magalang nitong tanong. I'm looking at the expenses we made habang wala ang daddy and I saw the secondary checks na ibinigay sa mga trabahador nitong huling sahod. What is this all about? Kunot noo niyang tanong. Si Sir Andre Ho ang nagpa-issue ng mga cheque mag-alsa last week ang mga tao because of salary deduction. What? Lalong kumunat ang noo niya. The deductions are their payment for the missing herds, right? Pangangilag kiming tumangwang sekretarya na halata pa rin ang ilang sa kanya. Yes, ma'am, hindi ko ho alam kung bakit yun ipinagawa ni Sir Andre. Kung kinausap mo sana ako, then you wouldn't be wondering now. Hindi niya mapigilan ang Mayrita. Yumuko ang babae. Sorry ho, nas-anay lang ho kaming sundin ang mga utos ni Sir. Ngani-nganing takbuhin niya ang barn at kamprontahin si Andre, pero mula nang mangyari ang halik sa pagitan nila ay itinuring na niyang mapanganib. Ang pagpunta roon, it was like the lion's den for her. Baka tapain siya nang naruroon pagpasok niya. Gayunpaman, araw-araw niya itong hinahanap-hanap. Umaasa siyang makita ito sa labas ng barn o kahit saan. Hindi niya maintindihan ang sarili. She must be crazy, but she longed to be touched by him again. Go to the barn, utos niya sa sekretarya, hanapin mo si Andre. Tell him that I need to talk to him. And tell him to hurry up. She was aware of the rapid beating of her heart sa natatakda nilang pagkikita. Abby almost jumped out of her skin nang pabalibag na bumukas ang pinto. Iniluwan yun ang lalaking hinihintay. Kunot noo ito and his eyes were a dark shade of gray. She saw Andre's irises go a shade lighter when they focused on her. Did you just kick the door open? Di makapaniwalang tanong niya rito. What's wrong? Sa halip ay balik tanong nito. He quietly scanned the room. What are you talking about? Pinapunta kita dito because I need to ask why you issued additional payment to the workers. Pinagmadali mo ako para lang itanong sakin yan. Biglang rumahistro ang inis sa mukha nito. He let out a sharp breath. She rolled her eyes. At ano sa tingin mo ang rason ng pagpatawag ko sa iyo? Jesus, I thought you were being harassed here or something. Hindi maitago ang concern sa boses nito. Even if he looked irritated, Abby warmed up to the idea. Tahim na nagdiwang ang puso niya sa nalaman that he was there to protect her. But she would never let him know that. We both know na kung may gagawa man sa akin ng iniisip mo, ikaw lang yun, she blurted out, at binuklat ang kanina pang tiniting ng mga papeles. You can hardly call it harassment, sweetheart, not with the way you responded to it. He smiled insultingly. She turned bit red. She could not believe that a guy, as manly as Andre, would play word games with her. And floor her for that matter. I need you to explain about the checks, pag-iiba niya ng usapan, refusing to bicker with him. Hindi ang mga manggagawa ang may kasalanan ng pagkawala ng mga baka. If you bothered to look at the daily reports, the herds are complete sa tuwing ibinabalik sa koral, signed by the guards on duty. If anyone's in question here, yun ay ang mga security guards nyo. And that investigation is ongoing, Andre habang titig na titig sa dalaga. 4 days, he had suppressed the want to see her, hoping na mawawala ang masidhing nararamdaman sa tuwing nakikita ito. But looking at her now in a casual summer dress ay nawalang kabuluhan lahat ng ginawa niyang pag-iwas dito. He could feel his blood gushing through his veins, urging him to bend over and reach for her angelic, seductive face. Para sa kanya, hindi ito nababagay sa lugar na yon. Her father's executive chair was too big for the girl. Although the dimly lit room with paintings of herds and cowboys managed to make her look more feminine, Andre would rather take Abby to his castle. He would treat her like a princess. She definitely looked like one in her pink summer dress. He longed to touch Abby's wavy, brown hair that was softly caressing her naked shoulders. Then I want to be updated regarding the investigation, marahan nitong pahayag. Abby, I don't think it's wise for you to get involved in this one. Tumaas ang kilay nito. I don't care what you think, Andre. You should know that by now, a sarcastic smile adorned his lips. Sure, so you don't mind that I think that you're being a brat right now. Nakita niya ang pagrehistro ng galit sa mukha nito. I've been called worse, she said gravely. Napatiimbagang siya sa tinura nito. Bago pa siya nakapagsalitang ay naramdaman niyang may pumasok sa pinto sa likuran niya. He saw Abby's face light up. Sholo. Mabilis itong tumayo at sinalubong ang bagong dating, bitbit ang bag nito. You ready? Nakangiting tanong ng nalingunan niyang lalaki. He felt a punch in his gut nang mapagsino ito. Abby's childhood sweetheart, ang lalaking muntik-muntikan na niyang basagin ang mukha noon sa tuwing nakikitang hinahawakan si Abby. I need those reports, Andre, paalala pa nito bago siya nilagpasan. Let's go, anito kay Cholo. Where are you going, Abby? Tiimbagang niyang habol, hindi mapigilan ang wala sa rasong pag-iinit ng ulo. Natigil ang mga ito sa akmang pag-alis. Abby snorted, none of your business. Don't forget na hindi lang rancho ang inihabilin sa akin ng daddy mo. You are my responsibility, too. Nakita niya ang sandali nitong pagkatigagal bago nakabawi. We're just having dinner, giit ng dalaga. It's a no, Andre said firmly. You're kidding me, bulalas nito. Pare, sa bayan lang kami maghahapunan. I'll take her home immediately, mababa ang tinig na salita ni Cholo. Take her out in a few days, kapag andito na ang daddy niya. By then, I won't give a rat's ass kung saang lupalop man kayo magpunta. But while I'm the one in charge, you have another thing coming, mariin niyang pahayag. No, hindi ako susunod sa'yo. I will do whatever the hell I want whether you approve of it or not. Sobra ka pa kay daddy. We're not even related, gigil na sambit ni Abby na nakaduro sa kanya. Hey, it's okay, saway rito ni Cholo. We can do this next time, pagdating ni Tito, aalis na ako, I will call you. Hindi nakakibo ang dalaga hanggang sa tuluyang makaalis ang bisita. Nang masigurong wala na si Cholo ay hinarap siya nito at tinampol sa dibdib. You are the most annoying person I have ever met. In my entire life. Napaka-presko mo, you're abusing the authority that my father gave you. I'd rather do that, kesa hayaan kang sumama sa mga barumbado mong barkada. I know what you guys were up to magkakasama pa kayo dito, and I'm not about to let it happen again. You don't know what you're talking about, angil nito, ibinagsak ang bag sa lamesa at muli siyang hinarap. Hindi sila barumbado. They happen to be the only people who truly understand me, understand you being drunk, or being an addict. Isang matag-inting na sampal ang dumapo sa mukha niya. Wala kang ipinagkaiba sa mga tao dito. You're a judgmental asshole. Mas napatunayan ko yan ngayon. There's no point listening to you. Si daddy na ang baalang magdesisyon sa gagawin sa akin. But I'm not abiding by your rules. I'm going out. Halos lumabas ang apoy sa mga mata nito. Don't test my patience, Abby, I'm warning you. Sinalubong niya ang titig nito. Watch me, she gritted through her teeth, muling. Inabot ang bag, and headed for the door. Mabilis niyang inabot ang kamay nito. Stay, he commanded. Let go of me, she counter-commanded, at nag-umpisang manlaban sa kanya. He knew his strength and he worried na baka masaktan niya ito. So he did the only thing that he thought would make her stop without being cruel to her. He pinned her on the door and claimed her lips in a kiss that made him both weak and demanding. Her sweet lips were tightly closed yet they were still so soft and maddeningly inviting. Ang malambot nitong katawan ay tila ginawa para lang sa katawan niya. Her pure, melting scent was assaulting his senses, it was hard to breathe. When Abby started to protest ay hindi siya nagsayang ng panahon. He darted his tongue into her sweet mouth and probed every part of it. He heard her groan. She was attempting to pull from him. Pero mas hinigpitan niya ang hawak dito. Andre was aware that he was not just punishing her now. He was kissing Abby because he wanted her, needed her. Natila ang init ng katawan nito ang tanging nagbibigay buhay sa kanya. Andre felt as if he would die kung pakakawalan niya ito. He reached for her hair, pulled it down, and once again delved into her mouth, which seemed to have lost its will to oppose him. Abby started responding to his kisses. Hindi na rin ito nanlalaban so he set her hands free. Automatikong yamakap iyon sa kanyang batok and he cursed inwardly. Their bodies melded together perfectly. Their tongues met and danced wildly in concert. Dinag niya ang tibok ng puso nito, her controlled moans and sighs, at mas pinapaigting lang yun ang pangangailangang hinihingi ng kanyang katawan. He was never a sucker for sex, but with Abby, he could move mountains just to have her right there and then. Hinapit niya ang pagkakahawak dito, as he started to shower wet kisses down her chin, and on her throat. His hands were roaming relentlessly all over her soft body. He felt reignited when he found the base of her breasts. He cupped one of them, pressing it against his palm. He heard Abby's moan grow louder. It sounded like music to his ears that he wanted to hear more. Noon may kumatok sa pintuang kinasasandalan nito. Tila apoy na nabuhusan ng tubig na bigla silang naghiwalay. Bewildered and shocked, they looked at each other. Abby's eyes were wide, her cheeks so red, and her lips almost swollen. His body was still trembling sa pagkaudlot ng namagitan sa kanila. Nakita niya ang pag-igtad ng dalaga nang muling marinig ang katok. Dagli nitong inayos ang sarili, her hair, and her dress habang siya ay napahilamos sa mukha. He felt confused and torn. Come in. Abby's voice was still shaking. Nagmamadali itong naupo sa likod ng desk upang itago ang panginginig ng tuhod sa bisita. Andre was standing beside the table. Hindi niya mabasa ang tinatakbo ng isip ng dalaga. For God's sake, almost made love just like that. Hindi niya mapaniwalaan ang sarili. Bumukas ang pinto, and if it was possible to be more shocked, Jenna was the last person they expected.